obviously one can ask, so in a situation where everyone just focusing short term on November the 30th, is it the right point in time to look at the medium and long term economic challenges of the country? But I would like to rather take this date or this timing as a reminder that when we want to assess and discuss the economic developments in a country like Moldova, we can never limit ourselves to some statistical or econometric analysis. Instead, we need to focus very much on how the political dynamic and the economic dynamic interact with each other, and how the economic dynamic and the political dynamic are interdependent. And I think everyone here in the room can quote very many examples for this principle, but I think that the association agreement, for instance, is a very good example for this principle, because one of the most controversially discussed questions at the moment during the election campaign is the question whether or not the association agreement and the Deep and Comprehensive Free Trade Agreement is the right choice for Moldova. And obviously, the answer that the new government, no matter how it will look like, is going to give to this question will fundamentally impact the economic perspectives in the country and business opportunities in the country. But the debate around the association agreement also shows the interdependency between economy and politics in another way. It shows that in order to succeed with a political project, such as the European integration, one needs to take into account how it is perceived by the people, and one needs to communicate to people, to reach out to people, what impact it will have on their lives and how it's going to deliver for them. And obviously this is an issue where we also had very much debates on in the past weeks, and we had heard also some self-critical assessments, voices from within the government saying that there is really room for improvement on this issue. So taking into account this interdependency between the political dynamic and the economic dynamics, that is what we want to be the guiding principle of our discussions here today. And when you look at the State of the Country report, you will also see that this has been the guiding principle by which the authors of this report have been driven. The report, for instance, highlights how economic and political instability in the region might undermine the economic benefits of the association agreement in the next 3 to 5 years. Or it also argues that the association can only bring economic benefits if it is accompanied by political and institutional reforms, particularly in the area of rule of law. Just to mention two of the very many findings of this report, and Reprezentant from Expert-Grup is going to outline the findings shortly in more detail to you. When you look at the agenda of today, you will see that the first two panels of this conference are dedicated to exactly these issues, the structural reforms, the institutional framework, and our third panel today will focus on the special issue of this report, and that is pensions. We want to look into if and why and to what extent the Moldovan pension system is in need for reform, and we want to identify precisely where the reform needs are and what could be policy measures for tackling these needs. So all in all, you can see that we have quite an ambitious agenda ahead of us, and I would like to already use the opportunity to thank our speakers for accepting our invitation and being willing to contribute to this discussion. And I would like to particularly welcome our international guests from UK, from Romania, from Germany, and thank them for their contributions. I would also like to thank our partner, the Expert-Grup, with whom we organized this conference together. I wish us a very interesting discussion in this day and during these three panels, and I would like to pass the floor on to Reprezentant from Expert-Grup, who will outline now in more detail to us what the State of the Country report has found out. Thank you very much.